What's going on, y'all? H-Stock here, going to talk about this controversy around DJ Akademiks, who there was a clip of him going around or making the rounds from a Twitch stream he did, which he probably thought it was just going to be a regular schmegular Twitch stream of him saying, or of him calling the pioneers of hip hop a bunch of old broke dusties.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Them old rappers, man, them niggas, bro. Have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them niggas be looking really dusty. I kid you not. And none of y'all try to come for me because I don't fuck with y'all niggas either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time they be like an old nigga talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you.
Which this ended up leading to a intense response. Not only from the entire industry, people like LL Cool J responded to Akademiks.
It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not gonna say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that you know, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, you know, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that you know, invented hip hop if you know, they don't have a lot of money, or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you, and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like, it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, you know, like, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you. I care about you. Let me say this to you though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that means something to you, you know, to help you. You could find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers. There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions to culture, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture. That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespecting. That industry was created by them same people that you call in, you know, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture. Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip-hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, you know, exactly, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers helped create this culture. And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip-hop culture right now. The whole planet. Every commercial, everything you could think of is all about hip-hop. And there are people out there that started this thing, and I think that they deserve to be honored and respected. I'm going to leave.
Mike Rappaport responded to Akademiks.
I'm not going to be as polite as the great LL Cool J, Russell Simmons, anybody else that's spoken on this bum-ass clown, dusty, dirty, bum-ass, short, fat, bloated, goofy, no talent, little shit Akademiks, disrespecting the people that built hip-hop, that made the hip-hop, because you think they're not, I don't know what you think. First of all, you're not a fucking DJ, all right? You don't cut, you don't scratch, you don't produce. You're not a DJ, so stop calling yourself DJ. Second of all, anybody that has anything to do with hip-hop, new, old, never done it before, fuck this dude. Fuck this dude. For him to disrespect the people that built this shit, that built hip-hop, that changed every single thing, shut this dude down. Goofy clown, no talented, no skill set, no nothing. Talking about if you're broke, you're a joke, man. You're a fucking joke. Making money off of hip hop, and you have nothing, you have no skill set in hip hop. Shut this bozo goofball down, Akademiks. Fuck out of here.
Richard Simmons responded to Akademiks as well, but he was more mild-mannered and calm about it.
Don't forget your roots, Akademiks. Is that how you pronounce it? Like the clothing brand? Stop it. Just, pause and be grateful for those who came before you, who built your life. I don't know how wealthy you are, how many boats you float on, how many cars you own. How many people have you made rich? How many people have you made successful who have made their families successful? What have you done for the culture, most importantly? I know Kanye's songs and I know Drake's songs. I don't know you. I know I sound like Stacey Dash. I don't know you nigga at all. I don't know what you made. But I wish you well. God bless you, and Hip Hop 50 is coming, so God bless hip hop. And this is a Yankee hat. So
even people like Ebro, who is the head of Apple Music, he got into a big spat with, and the whole industry, along with all of Twitter, came down to Akademiks about what he said. Now, first and foremost, I don't agree with the sentiment that he said, calling pioneers of hip hop old and dusty, because we all know that there are pioneers of rap who end up paving the way and putting a newer generation on, and so on and so forth. Now, I think if Akademiks had said or been more specific about what he was trying to say, if he had to water down his message and he was just sitting there saying, look, there's some people who was part of that group that would be considered pioneers of hip hop and rap, they didn't really do anything to put on the next generation, and so on and so forth, to where he feels like now rappers today could get more knowledge from different people today than they could years ago. If he had been more specific, I don't think this outrage would have gotten as bad. I will say this whole exchange between them was rather interesting, with Ebro saying, "We didn't say anything about your drunk ass other than come DJ and you calling OGs dusty cause they broke. Meanwhile, you claim to be rich but look dusty, drunk, and broke. Pull up. Who do I have personal vendetta with that didn't get love? Let's name names. And did you sober up from last night?" I want y'all to peep how fraudulent Akademiks is. He won't at Hot 97 or Old Man Ebro. He just dry mentioning their names. Nah, bro, add them so they know it's real. That man called you out on air. Speak to him directly, you muffin. Yikes. And he responded to Akademiks saying, "You're drunk. I told people I had jobs for you. You'd rather be drunk and disrespectful to women and in line with scumbags. Do you, boo-boo?" And when he means aligned with scumbags, I don't necessarily, I don't know if it's like a personal thing why he didn't want to give Akademiks an opportunity at the time, or if it was a business situation. If it was strictly business, then it makes sense. But if it was personal, then I kind of got to look at that side eye. And he used the "you mad" gif in response to Akademiks when he said, "Are you crying, sensitive, and drunk? Damn, bro, you bringing up not getting love when you needed it?" I let the team make calls. If you are saying they're wrong, I'll let know. Looking at the pre-ads for these, they look slow. Are you their official representation? Glad they hired you. Seems to be paying off. I'm gonna have artist relations contact you. I guess he was trying to extend the olive branch to act, saying, "At some point, now you're sober, I want to connect on that talk you was talking earlier. I want to hear more talk soon." Now, this did all start with this tweet. This would start the entire Twitter beef. You can even still see that his name is still trending after that. He said, "Ebro called me out on Hot 97, dog. Stop all that pretentious shit. You fake. I emailed you when I was nobody. You curved me because I fuck with Charlemagne. Now you doing think pieces and challenges about me. Kick rocks. Keep blackballing artists at Apple Music. Any industry dude hating on me is cause I ain't kissed the ring or bow down before I got into this shit. They all mad they gotta deal with me now. Just a reminder, Akademiks ain't the last. Everyone influential in hip hop media coming via the internet. There's a lot more to come." Ebro them went from telling me, "Nah, you fuck with the ops, we don't fuck with you," to now full-time hating on me because I made it without dealing with them. Anything Ebro or Hot 97 say about me is bad faith. Plus that Rosenberg dude mad that his wife got fucked by a black guy. Wow. Y'all artists who don't get love at Apple Music is Ebro. I seen executive fuming because he blocking their artists because of personal vendetta. He got an ego. If he don't fuck with you or what you stand for, Apple Music, especially hip hop, Apple Music won't fuck with you. He the global head of that shit, which he cited an article where Ebro Darden got named Apple Music's global head of editorial. Then he was saying Ebro would never address me without admitting he was fake, who tried to politic me out the game because I fuck with a dude you won't fuck with. You wasn't dealing with me at first, but now you got all the energy. Nah, admit that, then we can talk. I don't talk about you. Opposite. Now, if that is in fact true, that Ebro really didn't want to fuck with that because he was who was Charlemagne, I think that's kind of nasty work because you don't like the guy, you want to be unprofessional and say, "I'm not going to give you an opportunity because of who you cool with." Unless if it was one of them things where somebody may have been telling Ebro, "If you sign act, then we ain't gonna fuck with you, or we ain't gonna give you this job at Apple Music." I don't know. I'm just assuming that's how the industry works, where if you do this, we're gonna take this from you, XYZ. It's a whole trickle down effect from what it sounds like. He did respond to Russell Simmons saying, "Hey brother, I know you evacuated the US after people had serious questions about you. You've been residing in Bali, but do you have questions about me? I love you and respect you. Let's have this public discourse. Ask me what you want. I got a few for you too." Which, by the way, I kind of found it a bit tasteless to use his accusations that he's been facing recently as a way to kind of try to get Russell Simmons to be silent on this whole matter, when Russell Simmons was one of the top people in hip hop during his era. And even in the video, Russell Simmons was kind of very cordial with that. So I don't know why he would even want to bring up the accusations in the first place. He says, so Russell Simmons going to be on mute from here on out. What? Who's next? Tagging Uncle Rush. If you got anything to say, I'm waiting. I want to do a 1v1 interview with you. Press me on my love for the culture and I'll ask some questions that people wondering about you. I'll come to Bali. Let me know when. Russell Simmons packed up. Now the rest of you hypocrites, let's talk. What time is it in Bali? I got a few people who want to talk to Russell Simmons. Wake his ass up. You had time to address Big Act. Address this other shit too, King. Which I think it is kind of very messy to kind of want to bring up his allegations to kind of get him to remain silent on the matter. A bit of an underhanded tactic. But that's neither here nor there. Now, he took a screen cap of what Russell Simmons said, which Russell Simmons did say, Akademiks, respectfully, this is not an attack on your ignorance or any one person. Let's all begin to acknowledge the contribution of the masterminds of hip hop. Without them, there's no us. All love, baby bro. Thank you, Curtis Blow. I'm Shy Rock, The Real Grandmaster Kaz, Scorpio Furious 5, LL Cool J, Prev 1, LL Cool J, Charlie Mack First Out, and others who brought this to my attention on and or helped to build this phenomenal culture. Update just got an earful from a dear friend who is a fellow yogi and teacher who suggested I apologize to Akademiks. He's right, I had no intention to offend him, but to share a perspective, I always wanted to say that if we want our words to be heard, we should make them digestible. I'm deeply sorry to my brother and I stand corrected and I owe him a personal apology, no excuse. But shit, I'm in a practicing yogi, not a priest. And which Akademiks made a response saying, this is what I hate about hip hop. All these dudes pile on. Until you bring out their skeletons, then it's, oh, I didn't want to offend you. Are we talking or not? I love you, Uncle Rush, but the same way we're here quick to judgment on me and my character. At least I want to talk to you about you. But I don't see the point of him even bringing out the skeletons when, to me, Russell Simmons didn't say anything disrespectful. As far as Michael Rappaport goes, it makes sense. Because he did kind of, go in on Akademiks, and which he quote tweeted saying, 7 nights later, you can't be serious. You ain't done sucking up KD or the Barstools dudes yet. Save your saliva for your long line of people you got really get at. I just laugh at a dude like you. And he had responded to Ebro saying, bitch, I don't fuck with you before I got on, and you and your Hot 97 cronies tried to play me like I was some lame. Suck a dick. I'm keeping the same energy. I'm wondering why you ain't. You wouldn't give me the time of day in 2014. What changed? Capitol Records execs know you blackmail artists. Now again, it is nasty work if he didn't want to fuck with Act because he didn't want to give him an opportunity to shine because of who he was cool with. But I guess that's just the business, I guess. Where if you're cool with one person, I can't give you an opportunity because they're going to come after me. But I think you kind of have to draw the line between personal vendetta and business. If you got a personal issue with somebody, you can at least be professional. Be like, you know what? Fuck the bullshit. But I think somebody may have hung something over Ebro's head to where it's like, listen, I can't do this even though I partially want to because they could end up taking money out of my mouth. Then he was tweeting and say, people like saying keep the same energy till you call them out on their bullshit. Tell Russell Simmons, leave Bali. I'll meet you for a debate in NYC, Times Square. I don't know what running for, but you liquidated all your companies, sold all your cribs, and dipped from the country. Donald Trump ain't president no more. Come back to NYC and debate at my spot. I asked Ebro to get on the same platform and discuss whatever for years. Always try to act like he was above me. He wouldn't do it. Rosenberg, a bitch who got his wife piped down by a dude in the mailroom. You heard Drake only talk to bosses, not second in command. What job you have for Mr. Ebro? Tell the public when he was responding to Ebro. Which Ebro, I guess this was one of the tweets that he deleted. But Axe said, you still think people like me need your approval? I still ain't watched what you said about me. Actually, I never talk anything you gotta say. I wonder why. Also, the reason I'm responding to this is remind you the stone the builder refused become the head cornerstone. And Akademiks accused him of blackballing Young boy 6'9", Tory Lanez, and the baby. You too much of a hoe to admit it. And Akademiks was saying, I'm done tweeting for the real powerful people who control the industry, and bots like Ebro and others get mad. Go in peace, I revealed enough truth. I'm gonna be honest, I think if Ak continues to pick fights and with certain people who are the powers that be, they could try to hit up Spotify and try to get them to shred their deal with Akademiks, especially like more specifically with the podcast he runs Off the Record, which I don't think that Spotify would liquidate their relationship with Akademiks. I mean, they didn't liquidate their relationship after that clip that surfaced from years ago about the whole college chick situation. Then I kind of highly doubt they'll do anything now. But unless it would have to be a couple big names, like people like a Russell Simmons or even Ebro could make a call. People like Ebro and Russell Simmons could make some calls, pull some strings to get Akademiks to the platform, which I don't think would happen, because I think the support for Akademiks would grow to higher proportions than what it is right now. Because whether you love or hate Akademiks is a successful guy who worked his ass off to get where he is today. You can like his opinions or disapprove of his opinions, but I don't think that they're enough to deplatform somebody. Except for that, clip he said about the college chicks. I could have seen somebody deplatforming him for that. But if he didn't get deplatformed for that, then I don't think he could ever get deplatformed at all in the future. It would have to be some grave allegations that would have to come about for him to get deplatformed. Or worse. If it ain't that, I don't see nothing happening. But hypothetically, if that happened, the internet would be ablaze, and you would have people say, oh, now I got to get a real job. Ha ha. But I kind of always hate when people go to that when they talk about content creators and people within the media, because doing YouTube, doing Twitch is a real job. We just don't answer to nobody. A lot of us would love to be in Akademiks' position, whether it's covering the media or the news in hip hop or just in pop culture generally speaking, or YouTube or Twitch. We love to be in his position, especially making the amount of money he probably makes, which I would expect is in the millions. It would have to be really some wild comments for Akademiks to say to really get him deplatformed. But that's neither here nor there. Akademiks continues. Tory drop a 90-30 ounce cause you're the boss of hip hop programming over there. If that dude ain't the cover of hella playlist or heavily sourced, we know why, sir. Also, I'll tweet you the next YB release, so he's a top 5 streaming artist. Let's see that love. The baby just dropped, so what's up with that? He responded to Ebro about the playlist situation. Translation, I'm the boss. I don't make the schedules, but my supervisors do. But I have a level of separation when we choose to blackball artists. Tell your workers to get in line and do what's right. Put all the artists who deserve to be on there and not dudes that fit your agenda. It's Apple Music playlist, not Ebro playlist. Take your ego and personal feelings out of it and stop blackballing artists. And Akademiks was here responding to somebody saying he secured funding and ran the volley and he wanted to know why. And the last tweet about this whole mess, Ebro deleted like half his mentions tweets to me. Apple Music legal on his ass. Any tweets about blackballing, that fool deleted. Now y'all wonder if blackballing really exists, or is it just a taboo topic that dudes are contracted not to speak about? Which I definitely think this is something that does happen in the industry. If you move a certain way, if you're cool with certain people, you're not gonna ever get your foot in the door unless you do it on your own. It is crazy how everybody and their mother has been on Akademiks' ass since he said that. I definitely am not on his side with this. I think it would have been one of them better left unsaid or said in a more digestible way. But we know a lot of people like to, go the shock jock route and just say things that are more provocative instead of saying things that's more watered down and digestible, where it wouldn't cause that much outrage. Probably some people simply say, I disagree or I agree, and they move on. But y'all let me know what you think about this whole mess in the comments below. Till next time, it's been H-Dog here, and I'm out. Peace.